Hi guys, Matthew here. I recently purchased a Dynamo hub and USB charging system for my bicycle. So what it does is when the wheel spins, it generates electricity, then it feeds electricity up to some electronics up here, and it'll output 5 volts, half amp or greater to a USB device. And so it lets me charge USB devices while riding. And so I have a Nexus hub which very efficiently will generate electricity as the wheel spins. It's kind of hard to see, but there's the hub. And then it outputs the power to the cable by my finger, and it runs the power into this head unit where there's some electronics hidden. The cables on the outside are for the odometer and the cadence meter that tell me how fast I'm going and how fast I'm pedaling. The actual electronics for the Dynamo hub are actually hidden inside this tube. Then it runs up to here to this device called the plug, made by a company called Supernova. And then you can just plug standard USBs into it. So I don't know if you can see it very good, but you can plug a normal USB device into it. And then it'll charge whatever USB device it's connected to. And so how it works is the Dynamo hub outputs 6 volts AC. The current is variable, depends on how fast the wheel's spinning, but you get 6 volts. So we get 6 volts AC. The electronics rectify the AC current into DC current, and then there's a voltage regulator that maintains 5 volts, and then the current that comes out is a function of how fast the front wheel's spinning. And then the electronics will only provide power once it is receiving half an amp or greater. So once the front wheel is producing half an amp or greater at 5 volts, which is i.e. 2.5 watts or greater, then it'll start charging your USB device, which could be a cell phone. Doesn't really work good with iPhones for some technical reasons, but Android phones, I'm currently charging up this big Anchor battery pack. You can charge whatever you want. You have to get going at a pretty good pace before it kicks in, so like 15 miles an hour or so. I'm not exactly sure at what speed it starts producing enough wattage because I just installed my bicycle computer that tells me how fast, so I don't know, but it's I think around 15 miles an hour or 12 miles an hour, something like that. So then when you're not charging a USB device, there's no drag because it uses electromagnetics, I believe, and there's no electromagnetic field, no magnetic field, so no magnetic drag. So the front wheel should just spin freely. And then if we demo it, if the blue lights come on and start flashing, it means it's charging. So can you see that? Yeah. So blue lights should come on in a second. Yeah, there. So now I don't know if you can see it, but it's definitely charging. So I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, so now it's charging this device, and that's how it works. And I've used it for about a week, and it definitely works. It charges. In about an hour's time, I can charge about 40%. I can charge up this battery that's equivalent to approximately 40% of my iPhone 5S's battery. I have an old iPhone. The battery in it's brand new. It's about 2 or 3 weeks old. So it'll do, at cruising around my town, I don't know, 18 miles an hour. You can get about 40% charge, which is pretty good. It was very expensive. This device is approximately $200. It's a $175 device. I had to buy a $12 adapter And then there's shipping and some other fees and tax. Here's the box it came in. It's made by Supernova. And then the generator hub, it was the cheapest one. I think it was the cheapest one. I don't know, it was one of the cheaper ones. And it was $140 for the wheel and the hub. There's better hubs that have slightly less drag or different power outputs. They're a little bit more expensive. And it seems to work good. I don't have any long-term data, but from what I read on the internet, it's pretty good. So, bye.